If you guys are interested in mounting a TV with one of these ultra low profile brackets that you see all over the internet, and you want to get RGB lighting on the back of your TV and concealing all your wires, stay with me in this video. I'm going to show you guys the process of how I do everything, including the electrical. Let's get at it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For all my longtime subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to install a TV using one of these brackets. I've seen these around and you guys have probably seen them too, where they claim to just use nail holes. You'll see them here, and that should be able to support your TV. Again, I'm going to try it and I'm going to put it to the test and see how it goes. Now, along the way, I'm going to tell you guys some of the tips and tricks that I'm going to use to install this thing, because of course, nobody wants their TV to fall off the wall. So I'm going to make sure that once this thing is installed, it's safe, secure, and you guys won't have any problems installing any size TV that you want, as long as it's within the load rating of this bracket. As usual, I'll leave links in the description to everything that I use here. So if you guys want to pick some of this stuff up, check it out down below. And I'll leave timestamps so you guys can follow along easy. And follow along with me in all the steps that I use. All right, let me talk to you guys first about what comes included in this bracket, and I'll talk to you a little bit about how the bracket works. So basically what we have here is we're going to have the bracket. As you can see here, there along the top, there's some holes for nails, which they've included. This is going to be used if you're going to use drywall installation, or if you have a wood backing on your wall. You're going to be able to use these screws. They've also included two bumpers on here, and I'll talk about these later. These go in the holes on your TV that you're not using, and this will allow you to adjust the tilt of the TV. If you want it to tilt a little bit down, you'll install it without these. But if you want a flush mount, basically a straight mount TV, you'll install these spacers here, and I'll show you guys how to do that once we get to that part. And the way the bracket works is essentially we're going to install this bracket on the wall. And of course, the most important part is make sure we install it flush and level. And I'll show you guys that. And it has these hook brackets here, which hook on the back of your TV. And once you have them mounted on the back of your TV, they essentially just hook onto the rails here and sit like that. And you'll have your TV installed. Now, I'm going to show you guys some of the methods that I use and some of the things that's going to make this a lot easier for you during the installation. They also included in here, obviously, all the hardware you need. If you have a concrete block wall or masonry or brick, you're going to use these inserts with these lag bolts. They've also included a bunch of hardware here, included washers and different size bolts to attach this to your TV. So we'll go through this as well. But they've included everything in the kit that you're going to need to get this thing mounted. Another cool thing is that they also included a level. Now, it's great that they do this because you're going to need a level, but if you don't have one, they've included one. Before we jump into the video, I just want to let you guys know that I'm not sponsored in any way by this manufacturer. This is by Pearl Gear, and it's just one that I found on Amazon. From all the reviews, it looked like it was pretty good, pretty sturdy. And of course, I'm going to let you guys know and show you if it's worth it. Now, the steps for mounting any TV, no matter what TV you're going to use, you can follow this. No matter what mounting system you're using, you can follow along these steps and you should be able to mount any TV that you have on any surface that you have. What I like to do before I start mounting any of my TVs is I want to see what the space looks like. And what I want to do is find the center of where my TV is going to be. So once I've found the center of where my TV is going to be, the next thing is I want to put tape for the top, bottom, right, and left of my TV. This will give me an idea of how high and how low the TV is on my wall. And at this point, you can consult with your wife or your significant other or whoever if this is the location that you want the TV to be mounted in. Once you've got the location of the TV, the next thing we want to do is find our studs. Now, finding our studs are important because during any installation of any brackets, the more screws you can put in studs to hold your bracket in, the safer and the stronger your bracket is going to be against the wall. So what you want to do is locate all your studs. And once you have your studs located, like me, I always like to put a piece of blue tape just to mark the location of my studs. This is going to help me as I go along whenever I decide to run the power up to my TV, just so I can find spaces between studs where I need to run cables. All right, once you have your TV located where it's going to go, you have all your studs located where you're going to go. The next thing you want to do is find the height of the bracket. Now, the way I like to do it is I like to put the bracket that goes on the back of the TV on first. And once I have these attached to the back of the TV, in my case, I don't need any spacers. They provide a bunch of spacers if you need them. What you want to do is you want to find the correct bolt that goes in and screw your brackets to the back of your TV. Make sure if they are this type, you just screw them in nice and secure. You don't want to over tighten them because you don't want to puncture your screen just in case the screws are too long. Just put it nice and snug. And once it's nice and snug, you want to measure from either the top or the bottom of your TV to the hook on your bracket. Once I have this distance, it's pretty easy from here on out. All right, now that we have our line drawn to the top of the bracket, as you can see here, the original distance that I got from the TV was 19.5, but I added 1.5 inches to take it to the top of the bracket here. So once you have the top of the bracket lined up, I want to show you two things. If you notice here, I have two lines. This line here lines up with my stud, and this here lines up with the center of the TV. Now, in this case, if I line up the center notch here with the center of the TV, as you can see, there's no holes on here for me to catch a stud. I would like to catch a stud, so the question in this case is, should I offset my TV 1/2 inch to one side? And I think in this case, we have just enough wiggle room on the bracket that we can make that work. So what I'm going to do is, instead of lining it up with the center of the hole, I'm going to line up the center hole with the stud so that I can make sure that I catch a stud. Again, I'd mentioned these are pinholes that you drive the nails into, but what I want to do is I want to put some lag bolts in. So what I want to do is I'm not going to go to the outer holes. I'm going to do the next to the outer holes. I'm going to put a mark there, and I'm going to put a mark here in the center of this hole. All right, once I have my holes marked where I'm going to put my lag bolts, these are the lag bolts that I like to use. They're from Hilti. I'll leave a link in the description. These work pretty easy, and I use them whenever I'm mounting TVs. These can hold up to 175 pounds, so you should have no problem. In order to install these, all you need to do is drill a 1/2 inch hole here. And what you're going to do is you're going to slide the toggle bolt back like this, slide it through the hole. It's going to snap back behind the drywall, and then you're going to pull this zip tie until this goes into the hole here, and then break it off, leaving you with the holes lined up here for you to catch a screw. All right. So once you do those two, then we should be done with the lag bolts, and then we can go ahead and install our bracket. All right, now here comes the fun part. What we want to do is, like we said, line up our center bracket with the stud. This thing comes with a level, so we can put it on just to make sure that this thing is level. Now that this is level, we want to go ahead and put one of the nails in first, in one side. Once this is in, now we can adjust this thing if we need to fine tune the level a little bit. We want to make sure that it's as level as possible, because if you're off in this, then you'll be off in your whole bracket. So next thing you want to do is line up the second nail on the end, drive it in. All right, now that we know that our bracket is level, we can go ahead and drive the rest of the nails in. I'll do one on one side, one on the other side, alternating until we get all the nails driven in. I'm going to skip this one because it's going to be in line with my lag bolt, and I don't want it to hit the lag bolt. So I'm going to skip that one. Same thing on this one. I'm going to skip this one here just so I don't hit the lag bolt. Now that we have all our nails in, we can go ahead and start to thread the bolt in for our lag bolts. You just want to get it started till it catches and tighten it all the way down. Repeat the same process on the opposite side. Give them a snug with your screwdriver. Get them nice and snug. And for extra security, I'm going to go ahead and drive the screw into the stud. Once you have all your screws in, you can go ahead and check the level. just to make sure that your bracket is completely level. All right, now for the fun part. If you notice here, we have an outlet here, and I want to put it somewhere close behind the TV here. So what I want to look for is, as you can tell, we have one stud here, one stud here. The outlet falls in between the two studs, so that's perfect. So what I want to do is I want to cut my box somewhere in this vicinity here so that it's easy for me to get all my cables from here down to here, as well as get my power from here up to here. All right, so let's go ahead, let's cut this box. What you want to do is get your box level and trace out an outline of where you want to cut. Once you have this outline cut, you can go ahead, use a drywall saw, whatever method you want to use, multi-tool, whatever it is, and take your time and cut this area out. Once you have this drywall cut, you can remove it, check behind to make sure there's no wires or any insulation that's blocking your installation of your box. And if that's clear, then we can move on to the next. What you want to do before you start any electrical high voltage work is to turn off your breaker. If you guys don't know, I have this tool here that finds a circuit. If you don't know how to use it and you want to pick one up, check out my video on how to use this. This will help you find your circuits. Once you have the power off, then we're ready to jump to the next step. Once the power to your outlet is dead, you can go ahead and remove the cover plate. By the way, if you don't have one of these electric screwdrivers, you definitely need to get one. You can check it out. If you follow me on TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. If not, they're in the links below. If you guys haven't seen my video on how I use my magnetic fish, what I did is I dropped this down from above and I used this magnet to magnetize it and pull it through the hole in the box where the other wires are coming through. Once you have this wire here, the next thing you want to do, you want to tape it to the wire, to the fish, and then you want to pull this fish from the top up and feed your wire all the way up. Start feeding the wire from the bottom and pulling from the top until you get this thing pushed all the way through. The hardest part is getting it started, but once you get the wire through the initial hole, you should be able to get it all the way to the top. And all you need is enough slack to work with. So once you have enough, you can go ahead and cut off the end. Now we can go ahead and terminate the end down here. As you can see here, I have all my neutrals and my blacks all wire knotted together and a pigtail going from the black to the outlet and from the white to the outlet. As you can see here, I have one extra wire here, which is red. And what this is a switch controls, light switch by the door actually controls the top outlet. And since I'm not going to be using it anymore, I'm going to actually cut this wire and cap it. And what I'm going to end up doing is reinstalling a new receptacle. If your receptacle wasn't switched, all you need to do is strip your wire sheathing here. And all you would need to do is connect your black to here, your white to here, and your ground to this one as well. And that would be it. So what I'm going to do now is you're going to see me stripping the wire off, connecting it to here, and then I'm going to change this outlet to a regular outlet. Since we won't be using this anymore, I'm just going to tape it up and fold it up and push it back inside the box. Before we finish up the high voltage, again, we want to put in a low voltage box where we're going to run our HDMI cables to. All you really need is one of these low voltage boxes. Get it level, and then we're going to mark where we can cut out the box. All right, once you got the hole marked out for the box, all you got to do is make sure that it's level. Use a drywall hole saw cut the drywall, put the box in, and tighten it up with your drill. And that's it. Alright, now it's time to wrap this thing up. Let's go ahead and install the media box behind your TV. This will serve as a location to hide all your cables and the outlet behind your TV. Now mounting this box is super easy. All you need to do is just insert the power cables through the grommet in the side and install the box by sliding it into the pre-cut hole that you did earlier, tightening up all the screws that hold the tabs, and that will secure the box to the wall. If you don't need to run HDMI cables to a media console, then you can just install a recessed receptacle instead of this box. However, once the box is nice and snug, you can strip your wires and connect the hot, neutral, and ground to the receptacle. And then all that's left is to secure the outlet to the box and install the cover plate. Now all we need to do is turn on the power, make sure everything is working. All right, we have power coming to our outlet here. All right, as you can see here, we can test our outlet. As you can see, we have power. So we're good here, and we have power going up there. So now we have power running behind our TV, and we have our power here. All we need now is to drop our HDMI cables. All right, now running the HDMI cables is super easy. All you need to do is fish it from the top hole to the bottom hole. However you choose, it's up to you, but the idea is just to get the cables from the top to the bottom. Since I'm going to be doing a media room, I wanted to add a little bit of ambient lighting. So what I did is I got this LED kit from Govee, and this is going to go on the back of my TV. It's pretty easy. It comes with self-adhesive tape. You just want to run it around the perimeter of the TV, and it comes with a control module that mounts to the back of the TV. Find a location where you think this will be good enough. I want to put it somewhere close that I can actually reach to it if I need it. Once this is done, I'm ready to hang my TV. Now that you have the low voltage run, the high voltage run, your bracket on the wall, and everything in place, the only thing left to do now, guys, is to hang the TV. All right, now that you're ready to hang the TV, all you really need to do is get somebody to help you. You want to lift it up, line up the hooks that you installed on the back of the TV with the hooks on the bracket, lower it into place until you hear that click. And once that's done, TV is mounted on the wall. Hey guys, welcome back. That wasn't too bad, right? We got the TV hung, and as you can see, the RGB lights give it a nice halo effect. Again, this is one of a series of videos where I'll be transforming this space into a recording YouTube studio slash media room for my slash playroom for the kids. Hopefully you guys found this interesting, and maybe you want to pick up one of these brackets yourself. The TV is up here pretty sturdy. It's on the wall. It's not going anywhere. And it seems to be held in place pretty sturdy. Again, having the extra lag bolts and catching one of the studs is definitely a plus. And if you guys are doing one of these brackets, you know, you can use a stud to your advantage if you need to, but the nail should hold it up. Again, it's rated for 100 pounds. My TV is only 46 pounds, so we should be good to go. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.